Hmm. Hi, everyone.
Hey!
Ron and Dawn here
Hey!
to talk about family feuds,
Ugly people.
ugly attitudes.
People too.
So,
Meaning attitudes.
lately, Ron and I have been looking to better balance our lives and to just live more peacefully in our space and protect our space better. And we have found in doing so that we have run out of patience for a lot of the shenanigans that go on within our family on both sides
And friends.
and friends. So we're just, working toward having a better environment, being more peaceful and more positive, and weeding out the garbage. And in doing so,
And that's not meaning people are garbage. Just
No,
meaning the
just-
conversation itself.
Yeah.
Because a lot of the conversations are pointless, especially when people get mad or when they don't want to hear what you got to say because you're trying to make a valid point to them and they don't want to hear it and they interrupt you. Just like I did to my wife.
right. A lot of times people only see things from their point of view and they don't take the time to see things from someone else's point of view. And a lot of people are not open to change. And
They may think they are, but
right.
they're really not.
When people see Ron and I changing and it's hard for them to understand, they think that we think we're better than them or we know everything or, all kinds of things that just aren't the case. And if they would just leave us be and realize that people don't stay the same and we shouldn't stay the same. We should always be continuing to grow and
better yourself.
and get better and be better, live a more positive life and not hold on to the negative stuff. I think that a lot of times we only see what's being done to us and we don't realize what we're doing to other people as well. We're all so quick to say, oh, well, look what you did or look what you said to me, but you have to think about what you did and what you said as well. So I think we're just in a place right now where we're just trying to find that balance with our families and move forward with our family.
And with ourselves as well.
Yeah. And
because we need a balance too.
And just try to be more positive and just happier and more fulfilled in life. And it's difficult when you have so many different personalities and backgrounds, and then you have, Ron doesn't have any brothers and sisters, but I do, and sometimes even the sibling dynamic holds you back. It keeps you in those roles that you played all of your life growing up. And it's hard to break out of that, when people want to hold you to the things that you've done in the past. Oh, you've changed. Well, I hope so, because, you should be forever growing and changing and improving. And sometimes people want to hold you to your old ways and not acknowledge and accept that you are growing and improving and changing. And they don't let you forget things that you've done in the past and let you move past those things.
Yeah.
And that
Especially me.
can be hard.
Especially me, because everybody see me that know me, I'm still the same. I may talk the same, but in here I'm not the same. But when people hear me talk or how I react or facial expressions I make, oh, he's just being him. He's still the same. But that's not necessarily true. My thought process is different.
And you're not the same. Yes, your tone may be the same in a lot of things, but you have changed so much.
My thought process is different. If you do something to me I don't like, I'm gonna address it. If I feel as though I'm disrespected, I don't want to fight you. I don't want to argue with you. All I want to do is tell you what I believe you did wrong to me, whether it's family or friend, and tell you. And if you can't handle it, I'll stop, let it go. And then I don't want to talk about that situation no more. So don't come back to me an hour, 2, 3 hours later when I come to you at a decent tone and tell you, hey, I didn't like that. And if you can't accept that, then I'll leave it alone and I won't bring it up again. But if I say something to someone, regardless if it's a friend or a family member or a co-worker, people are so quick to just blow out of proportion. And I'm guilty as that myself, because there's days where I'm just pissed. So I'm not putting it on like I'm a goody two-shoes, because I'm not. I'm nowhere near that. I blow up too. But when somebody's trying to make a point to you that you hurt their feelings, why can't you hear them out? The same thing with me. if I'm telling you something, or if that person telling me, regardless of who it is, if I'm looking at you and you feel as though that I'm disrespecting you right then and there, just say, hey, you're not paying attention to me or whatever, then I go, oh, I'm sorry. Then you got my full attention. But people don't approach anybody no more because they don't want to hear what you want to say. Basically, people just want to move on, do what they want to do, and basically forget you.
And unfortunately, they're not moving on, though. Like, they're holding on to that and letting it fester and grow into this big thing when it could have just been a simple misunderstanding that could have been cleared up so easily. People let things fester. They make assumptions based on who they are, because they're not making assumptions based on who you are. They're making assumptions based on how they see you, which is not always a true vision of who you are. And it's hard, especially when it's your family, because these are people that you love,
care about,
and you want to have good relationships with them, but
sometimes it's hard.
They can't see past their own selfishness, and
it's hard.
And it is very hard.
We can't see past,
unfortunate.
And we can't see past our stuff either. Like, we got stuff with us too. We got issues, we got problems, we got situations we got to deal with. We got bills just like you. We got this, we got that. So if we come off the wrong way, or if I come off the wrong way and say something to somebody, because a lot of times I do because of my facial expressions. I make a lot of facial expressions that people think that I'm angry. And that's not the case. That's just my normal way about myself, because I've been doing it so many years. Half the time, I don't even know I'm making a facial expression that it looks like I'm mad at you. So if I do it, I like people to tell me. I go, oh, my bad. I didn't mean it that way. That's just, I've been doing that for so long. But I catch myself sometimes, but not all the time.
And for me, I do pay attention to what I say most of the time. The only time I really get passionate about what I'm saying and lose my cool is with Ron. Otherwise, I'm usually pretty calm and calculated in what I'm saying, and I don't really say mean things excuse me, out of emotion. If I said something mean to you, I said it with intention and I meant it. So a lot of times, but it takes me a long time to get to that point. With my family, sometimes they say, oh, you give people too many chances, but I give my family a lot of chances too. Or, you shouldn't let people talk to you this way or treat you this way, or you don't deserve it. But they're doing the same things to me as well. So, and I eat it. Like, I let people say what they want to say, whether I agree with it or not. I don't fight back a lot of the times, but then I get to a point where I'm going to fight back, and then it's not going to be pretty. So I don't, I try not to feed into stuff, but at some point you just have to say enough is enough. And that's where Ron and I are in our family right now. We're trying to protect our household and protect our marriage and our union and what we're doing, and we hope that our family can support that and move forward with us, and our family and our friends just move forward with us. Let's be more positive, have more positive outlooks. Don't make assumptions. If you think something, say it. We can talk about it, we can figure it out, and we can move forward, because you can't live on assumption after assumption and judgment after judgment. At some point, you have to sit down, have a conversation, and say, hey, what do you mean when you said this? Or why did you say that? Or you hurt me when you said that? Or whatever the case may be, so that the healing can start. Because you have to either heal or just move past this person at some point. You have to do something.
Or whatever the case may be.
Right.
People like to hold on to stuff and hold on to that anger. I'm very familiar with holding on to anger. I'm very familiar with that.
Yes, but you've gotten so much better.
But you can't hold on to that anger. And the key thing is communication. People don't want to talk to people. Mm-hmm. When a person got a personal issue that's wrong with you, they do not want to talk to you. They just let that shit eat them inside. Excuse my expression. But that's just the way it is. You know what I mean? You can't talk to people today, because if you talk to them in a certain tone, next thing you know, why are you talking to me that way? Or why are you looking at me that way? Or why are you raising your voice at me? And it's like, can we just get past this and let's have this communication? Let's hash this out so we can move forward. Problem is, people don't want to move forward, and they want that hate and hatred and evilness.
And that
they want
constant drama. It really, if you can sum it up in one word, it's respect.
That's right.
It really is respect.
That's right.
You can't say respect me, respect me, respect me, as you're disrespecting me. You
Yeah.
can't do that. And Ron and I, this is something we struggled with in our relationship, because at one point we both felt disrespected by the other. And, you know, certain things that I didn't feel were disrespectful, to him they were, and vice versa. But it doesn't matter if I think it's disrespectful. If he feels disrespected, then it's disrespectful from his point of view. And so that was something that we both had to learn within each other, within our marriage, because whatever he says to someone else, they may not feel like it's disrespectful, but I'm here thinking like, man, Ron, that was harsh, that was disrespectful. But if that person didn't think anything of it, then to them it wasn't disrespectful, and that's between them, so it doesn't matter what I think about it. And that's how people have to look at it. You have to think about the person that you're dealing with, and if that person feels disrespected, it's up to that person to say, hey, what you did I felt was disrespectful. And then you can talk about it, because you may have no clue you disrespected this person. So we have to talk about it. We all have to talk about it.
And that's the thing. People don't want to talk. Mm-hmm. And when they do want to talk, it's not to the person they got the problem with. They want to talk to that other person
who can't solve the problem.
That can't solve the problem.
Yes.
You know how you solve the problem? By going to the person you have a problem with and sit down without arguing, and instead of letting emotions get involved and you start yelling and cursing at each other, sit down as grown-ups do and get this hashed out so you can move on with life. And that's the whole key. We do not know how to sit down and hash this out. Some of us do, and some of us don't. But when it's your friends and your family and you care about them and you want to resolve this issue, sometimes with some people you just can't. And that's just the bottom line.
Yep.
And it hurts the individual, or it hurts the group, or
right,
it hurts
the whole
family
dynamic.
And it just hurts the whole circle, because then when you're trying to do things with everybody, some people won't come.
And people start picking sides.
And it's stupid. If we can just come together as a family, like your family. If you got a beef, why can't y'all hash that out with your friends? If you know them for a while, why can't you just hash that out? Now, I know there's some issues and some subjects that you probably just can't forgive. And I totally understand that. There's things that happened in my past life that is hard to just forgive a family member or a friend. So I understand that. But how do you suppose to get past that if you just don't forgive for yourself?
Right. And that's what life is all about, forgiving. And, you know, people like to say, I'll forgive, but I'll never forget. I don't really like that saying, because if you're forgiving, true forgiveness, you have to let it go, which means forgetting as well.
Don't ever bring it back up.
You have to resolve it and move forward. And even if you don't have a relationship with that person anymore, you have to find somewhere in your heart to forgive them, because we're all human. We all make mistakes. We all have different upbringings. We all have different meanings of what love means. That's and right. What respect means. Right. And we have different morals and different values. So we have to show each other a little grace, because we expect God to forgive us for all the crap that we do.
That's right.
But you can't forgive someone for saying a mean word to you. But God forgives you for all that you've done. But you can't forgive someone for a hot-tempered mistake. That's really self-righteous. And we shouldn't be that way.
And I agree. You know what I mean? And we just had that on our chest, because it's heavy burden on us when it comes to stuff that hurts us personally. And when you know there's an individual, or there's a group, or a bunch of people that you know you need to get out and talk to them about something that's been lingering maybe 6 months ago to even 10 years ago. But there's just some people out here, if you try to approach them and try to be humble with that situation, they still don't want to hear it. So you know what you do? You forgive it, and you just let it in it. You just forget it to yourself and just move forward.
Yep.
That was on our mind. We wanted to talk about that, family. And I hope that you guys enjoy what we talked about. And
I hope you got something out of it, even if it's just a little something. Make that phone call. Life is too short.
Yeah.
If you've been keeping somebody out of your life that you love, give them a call. Say, hey. You don't even have to talk about the issue right away. Say, hey, I love you. I've been thinking about you. Yeah. I just wanted to call you and let you know I was thinking about you. Have a good day. And that's it.
Or if you don't even want to do that, send them a text or email. Yep. You know what I mean?
Yep.
They may not like it, but it's you got to realize at the end of the day, it's for you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? If you cannot talk to that person, if you can call them, cool. But if you can't, send them an email or send them a text. It's better than not doing nothing and let's let day and day and day go on until something happens. Because one thing we all have in common, every last person, it don't matter what color you are, we all gonna die. Period.
Yep. And once you're gone, you can't fix it.
Hope you guys enjoyed that. Stay tuned for another video. I keep them coming as fast as I can. And hope you guys enjoyed this. Peace.
Bye.